burn everybody. He's just traversing the multiverse and the timelines. Hoshi Mewtube! I am Stellatrix, coming at you live from a starship near you. Today we will be perceiving Best of Philomena Cunk from ThatGuyJeremy, compiled by ThatGuyJeremy. I've never seen her really. I've seen a couple of her shorts on YouTube. That's about it. I didn't even know her name until this video. So strap in, strap on, and let's go perceive. Ah!
Who are you?
I'm Ian Borden. I'm a professor of architecture at University College London.
What is a building?
A building?
A building is anything that anyone has built.
So my shoes are a building. How many 3-1?
What is the context? Do these people that she brings on know who she is? Are they in on it?
Wise men were there.
Who knows?
Oh.
And
I don't understand bread sauce.
It's a great way of making a really savoury sauce.
Why does he look like Italian Kylo Ren? Like specifically New York Italian Kylo Ren. Do you see what I mean?
Bread and sauce are toast.
It's a great way of making a really savoury sauce.
Bread and sauce are two completely different things, aren't they?
Well, they are, but you can grind the bread down and then cook it in milk to make a really good sauce.
It just looks like sort of cheers.
Okay, Philomena, I see you. I love the name Philomena. The post-Star Wars years were not kind to him.
When Henry died, Edward became king, aged just 9 years old.
Oh, God.
Edward died aged 15, the youngest anyone had ever died of old age. When you teach...
Okay, I see. I wasn't fully prepared. Is this scripted? Or does she just come up with these bangers on the spot?
Teach a kid Shakespeare. Do their heads grow physically bigger?
no.
Feminist.
That was a good one. He did so good. I love ABBA. Give me a man after midnight. I mean, to be fair, yeah, ABBA is great. I love how supportive he was. Anything you like. Like, I felt so comforted by this man.
Looks in the mirror. Do you like ABBA?
I love ABBA.
When a feminist looks in the mirror, do they see an equal woman or a better woman?
They quite often, like all of us, look for what they want to see and they look for what they hope to see.
You see yourself back to front, don't you, in a mirror? But not upside down. Why is that?
Well, hopefully, because that's the way that mirrors are designed.
What power's a mirror? Sorry, you're not the mirrors expert, are you? And to add insult to injury, that money will most likely have a picture of a man on it, because most banknotes don't have women on them, apart from the Queen, who's on all of them. Maybe one day...
Wait a minute. You're telling me British people get a woman on their money? Why did that never occur to me? Wait, after the Queen died, do all the bills get reprinted with the king?
Human beings won't need buildings anymore. Although, for that to happen...
Wait, what? What did she say?
Apart from the Queen, who's on all of them. Maybe one day, human beings won't need buildings anymore. Although, for that to happen, we'd probably need to evolve skins made of bricks. And that might take at least another 30 years. But Beth is startled at dinner by the unexpected...
Imagine if your skin was made out of brick. What do you think bricks would feel like? Would that be like giving birth?
appearance of Banquo's ghost, played here for some reason by the letter H.
Which of you have done this?
But what was so great about Henry VIII? Why is he the king we all still remember, unlike, say, Richard V? Well, for one thing, he was fat, so he takes up more room in the memory.
So the Andromeda Galaxy is going to hit us.
Damn, that must be why I've been so forgotten my entire life. There's two. I could have gone for the queso joke, but instead I went for the kamikaze by words.
Was fat, so he takes up more room in the memory.
So the Andromeda Galaxy is going to hit us.
The Andromeda Galaxy, a whole galaxy is going to hit us.
Yeah. On about the same time scale, actually.
So could we fall down a black hole?
Yeah, you could fall into one.
Is that the same? Because I heard that you could be, if, you know, this is one way that the world could end, is that we're all just sucked off through a hole.
Nah.
I mean, that must be terrible. Can you imagine what it would feel like to be sucked off through a hole?
Yeah.
Back in Queen Victorian times, women weren't allowed to vote, even though we had a female king. So some women formed a...
Hey, female kings were like a thing in places because I think it was like, was it like Egypt where a female emperor wasn't called an empress or whatever? She was called a female king because queen had a bad connotation or something like that.
Gang called the suffragettes. 1 in 20 people has been a victim of crime called the
I missed that.
even though we had a female king. So some women formed a gang called the suffragettes. 1 in 20 people has been a victim of crime, which means that 19 out of 20 people are criminals. No wonder we need police. Over the centuries.
That right there! That right there! That just proves my point! A ton of people would actually think that was the correct ratio, that was how statistics worked. You know what actually bothers me? Something that really freaking bothers me is when people say take something with a grain of salt, but when they're trying to say like, please don't take this as gospel, they say take this with the fattest grain of salt, the biggest grain of salt, but really it should be take it with the smallest, tiniest grain of salt. Because that's the whole point of taking it with a grain of salt. It's small. You don't want them to take it super seriously or like to heart, so they have to take it with a tiny grain of salt, not a big fat grain of salt, and it pees my really bad.
Many things have been used as money, including amber, wheat, eggs, travellers' checks, feathers, book vouchers, lobsters, beads, gold, leather, nectar points, rice, peas, mugs and money. It was only the last of these that caught on. It's almost unbelievable that before Charles Darwin invented evolution... It's almost unbelievable that before Charles Darwin invented evolution in 1859, no one had ever evolved. Without him, none of us would be here today.
You know, that explains a lot.
Except in the form of fossils or gibbons. This is the National Theatre. It's designed to look so horrible that people are glad to be inside watching boring plays. Today, Britain stands at a fork in its crossroads, and its people are asking questions.
Like what?
Now we've got our country back. What actually is it? Who are we and why? You know when you read a word in a book and you sort of hear that word in your head, how do they get the sounds into the ink to make it play in your head?
Well,
she wrote.
Whoever made this compilation also did so well with the freaking jump cut.
The world to an end will come in 1881. A claim which has recently been debunked by experts through a careful process of looking around and seeing the world still here.
Recently.
Today, some people choose to turn the outside of their homes into a giant advent crown. A jolly house covered in electric lights may be expensive and use a lot of power, but it's the perfect way to cheer up a world worried about climate change and dwindling resources. Queen Elizabeth.
Fun fact, if you're wondering why Christmas lights don't quite look as cheerful and inviting and warm as they used to, it's because of the transition from incandescent bulbs to fluorescent bulbs. Or I'm sorry, no, that's not right. LED, yes, LED to LED, yes, not fluorescent. LED. LED's nuts! Got him!
It may be expensive and use a lot of power, But it's the perfect way to cheer up a world worried about climate change and dwindling resources. Queen Elizabeth I got a crown screwed on here in Westminster Abbey.
A what? A what screwed up? Same.
It was in this ship Drake became the first person to circumcise the globe, which is probably why this sort of ship...
Ooh, I almost missed that. Did I hear that correctly?
Drake became the first person to circumcise the globe.
Okay.
Which is probably why this sort of ship is called a clipper. People genuinely believe...
I was about to say chat clip that. In 1492, Christopher circumcised all of you.
Witches were amongst them. Their fear fueled by leaked photos like this. Did an explorer ever try to sail into the sky? You know, find a bit of sea that's sort of going up and...
No.
We're often told to feel sorry for those who are alone at Christmas. But these days, that's all of us, and it's brilliant. Why did Nelson always have one hand up his jumper? What was he doing up there?
He'd lost most of his right arm, so...
The pagans celebrated the solstice by cutting down holly and ivy and dragging it into their homes, along with a giant Yule log which they'd set fire to. It sounds rubbish, but with no app store to speak of, killing trees and plants was as good as entertainment got, even at Christmas.
I think we'd all be a little bit happier if we put our phones down a little more often and cut down some trees and plants. Frankly, at this point, I would rather people slit a goat's neck and sacrifice it to their chosen deity than be sitting in a movie theater on their phone because they can't pay attention to anything that's only singular screen. Maybe all of our problems started with agriculture, but perhaps maybe we should return. I think, you know what? Instead of sacrificing a goat, why don't we choose a chatter to sacrifice? Stop volunteering to be the sacrifice.
Despite being the stuff of nightmares, Santa is the world's most popular home intruder. But at Christmas 19...
Santa is so freaking scary. Like, why do we tell kids that, like, this random man crawls into the chimney at night and eats cookies, and we just are okay with that because he gives us gifts? What is that teaching children? Alright, by popular demand, because for some reason, I feel like making you guys happy. Don't ask me. Christmas miracle, whatever, it's never gonna happen again. We're gonna watch part 2 as well.
Economists think that they can build...
Let's go, girls!
Let's go, girls.
Sorry about that.
So this was a very popular one, which would go like this. My old man said, follow the van, and don't dilly-dally on the way. That sort of rhythm was very popular.
There was a
So
rhythm.
why was that considered entertaining?
You didn't need to do him like that. Golly gee willikers, Batman.
Fire shells at each other, because shells wouldn't really
It's
hurt,
this guy
would they?
again.
Unless they were those razor clam shells, because they're quite sharp, aren't they?
Well, these weren't seashells.
If Shelley's one of the greatest poets in English literature, how come nobody gives a shit about him today?
That's a complicated question.
Austen wrote novels, which are books, which look like this on the outside and this on the inside, filled with words it's almost impossible to care about. Queen Victoria was born in 1819 in the...
Back before, once upon a time, the older generations were making fun of the youth for reading too much. Reading was considered a lazy pastime and something that the stupid did. So the older generations have always been dookying on the younger generations. And I think the solution to that is to just burn everybody.
usual way out of a woman. It was hard to tell that this infant would grow up to be queen because her crown hadn't yet formed. It was just hair, which must have been a relief to her mother as she was pushing her out.
Oh God! Oh God! Oh God! Oh God! Oh God! Oh, I did not like that visual. Ooh! 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 Ah! gives a whole new meaning to she's crowning.
Which must have been a relief to her mother as she was pushing her out. Thanks to the big sell-off, anyone could get rich, providing they had loads of spare money already. A system still in use to this day.
What?
Yeah, as long as you get a small loan of $1 million, it's real easy.
Why do you want to turn a pig into a cow?
Just see what it's like. Since his Victorian origins, Sherlock Holmes himself has regenerated many times and in many different forms throughout history.
Wait, I love that.
Drawings, to black and white man, to a black and white man in colour, into a cricketer, and even an alien.
The way she worded that, though, I feel like there's gotta be a Sherlock story that combines all of the Sherlock stories. Like, he's just a multiverse hopper. He's just traversing the multiverse and the timelines in search of Moriarty, and it's this big, like, it's this big overarching cosmic enemies to lovers to enemies story, and it's like the gayest thing ever. And I actually would really, I feel like I'm probably recalling a fanfic that was written on Tumblr in 2012, actually, now that I think about it.
Who was the Darth Vader of the Empire? Was it Queen Victoria?
You probably wouldn't have had anyone quite as powerful as Darth Vader, as if you like a supreme leader.
What about Luke Skywalker?
I think many people would have liked to have undertaken a Skywalker-like role as a saviour, but there probably weren't too many of those around.
Chewbacca?
No, I think that's stretching it.
He was one of the...
Everybody wants to save the world, but no one wants to die.
The greatest orators of all time. And some
the greatest what? What did she say?
That's stretching it.
He was one of the greatest orators of all time.
What is she saying? One of the greatest what? Orators. Oh, thank you. I'm sorry. I'm too American for whatever that is.
And some of the phrases he used still resonate today, such as finest hour, never surrender, and of course, we shall fight them bitches.
Hello, who are you?
I'm Doran Swade. I'm an historian of computing, and I was responsible for building this engine.
So what games does it have?
It doesn't have any games.
It must have, like, some basic games, like Mario Kart or Snake or...
I'm afraid...
Or Patience, like the shittest one. It must have Patience.
I'm afraid it doesn't.
It doesn't have any games.
None whatever. It just does mathematical calculation.
I'll choose
Solitaire.
Important.
So it's not significant.
What?
I'll choose important.
So it's not
Are what important?
Whatever. It just does mathematical calculation.
I'll choose important.
So
I can't speak this language! Why are they mumbling? What did he say is important?
None whatever. It just does mathematical calculation.
I'll choose important.
So it's not significant. Ron.
Ron. Is there a Ron?
Ron Weasley.
Yeah, the one that wrote all the poems and signed them by Ron.
Yeah, that was his family name, Byron. Lord George Byron.
Oh, right, okay.
Yeah.
Jane Austen died in 1817, only to be reincarnated 200 years later in the form of this banknote. The Victorians had horse-drawn buses, but you never see horses drawing anything these days, do you? When did they lose the ability to draw? Is it when their hands sort of turned into hooves? On his journey, he visited the Noel Gallagher's Islands and came up with a theory that animals that were dead were less likely to reproduce than ones that were alive. The first Sherlock Holmes story was such a hit, Conan Doyle wrote 55 sequels, which is 4 more than The Fast and the Furious. Although in the Sherlock Holmes stories, some stuff happens that isn't skidding. Eventually,
I've never seen a Fast and Furious movie. Am I going to hell?
Darwin evolved himself into a corpse. He was buried here in Westminster Abbey before evolving again into worms and dust. Why did they call...
That's a very profound way of looking at the circle of life. I can't wait until I evolve into a corpse.
World War One, World War One. It's quite dust. Why did they call World War One, World War One? It's quite pessimistic numbering, isn't it? Or did they just know it was the start of a franchise? We don't even know if Jack the Ripper was his real name, or just a nickname like 50 Cent. We don't know when he died, or if he died. It's chilling to think that Jack the Ripper could still be alive today, living somewhere out there under his real name. Maybe he's one of your friends or neighbours, or maybe he's you.
Which was your favourite?
Am I Jack the Ripper? Dun, dun, dun!
Of the Romantics.
Probably Byron, I would think. Byron was the bad boy of the Romantic poet.
Mozart was the bad boy of classical music.
It's thought that he probably slept with his sister and with most other women in England.
Now, I don't know if Mozart slept with his sister. I don't know how we got back to investing. Why does it always come back to investing?
He was your favourite?
Yeah.
The one who slept with his sister?
Well, it's not on that basis that I like him. I was just giving you a bit of background.
Emmerdale Pankhurst thought women could be more than just wives and mothers, so she deliberately only had 5 children, leaving her loads of time for politics. Radio was an exciting new invention that made it possible to hear other people's voices in your living room without the use of thin walls or a devastating mental condition.
I was about to say, I don't need help hearing other people's voices in my head in my living room. I do that all by myself every time I hit the go live button.
Eventually, women did get the vote after the next bit of history.
Women's
but I can't
suffrage!
skip past the next bit because the next bit is war, and men will find that interesting.
That's not even a roast. That's true.
Along the way, I'll be shouting at helicopters.
The First World War was started by the killing of one man, Franz Ferdinand.
All right. Like, have you heard of Helen of Troy?
You've probably never heard of him, or the band named after him. But he was dead important, by which I mean he was only important when he was dead. Luckily, a man called John Logie Baird was about to give birth to television. Not literally out of his vagina, but metaphorically out of his shed.
Why does it keep coming back to giving birth?
Inspector Phillips.
What is Inspector Phillips?
Oh, I made that one up. That was just a trick question.
Okay, well, it didn't work.
Sounds real though, doesn't it? Inspector Phillips.
No, I instantly knew that it wasn't a real one.
Less successful with the Suez crisis.
What was up with the Suez? Did someone try to flush something that was awful?
No, the Suez Canal.
What, the canals used to be sewers? That's disgusting.
No, Suez. It's a place.
All right. Luckily, Britain...
That's one that only makes sense if you speak British. The joke here is that Suez sounds like sewers in non-rhotic accents.
Had a hero on its side. A man whose name will never be forgotten. Winston Churchill. In the war, there were lots of songs taking the piss out of Hitler, weren't there? How come they don't sing those sorts of songs anymore?
Well, he's not around anymore, so it's not so amusing.
Where is he?
Well, he's dead.
He's dead?
Yes.
Oh, right, so it'd be disrespectful to...
Well, not so much disrespectful as pointless, really.
Pointless.
A bit pointless.
Yeah.
Is it?
What made the war harder was that we didn't know what the Germans were planning, because they said it in a sort of code language known as German. And also, walking somewhere impressive with my mouth shut, while my voice speaks anyway, like I'm talking aloud in my own head. During this Suez crisis, events in Suez reached crisis point. More research needed. Make sure script amended before voiceover record. But he soon found himself facing a financial crisis, the likes of which the world only sees about every 10 years or so. Was there...
She's so real for that. She's so real for that.
A miniskirt for men? You know, like trousers that just stopped under the balls?
No, there wasn't a miniskirt for men.
That seems like a shame.
For whom?
For men?
Oh, yeah! Philomena's an ally. Heck yeah, let the men wear miniskirts. Why the heck not? Why not? I can stare at women in miniskirts. Why can't I stare at men in miniskirts?
See, I'll be starting sentences in one location.
Did you see the Easter egg, Stella?
What is this Australian propaganda? Why are the states lying to us? This Australia humor seems to have been started a long time ago. I'm telling you, this feels like some Hunger Games District 13-ish, where they're just editing videos from the past. Australia isn't real, and I'm the only one that has the freaking balls to tell you that Australia isn't real. This is how you know, this is how you can determine how trustworthy somebody else is, another streamer, another content creator. If they try to convince you that Australia is real, no, can't be trusted. I'm the only one on the whole entire internet, in the whole entire world, that isn't lying to you, chat. Just me. You can only trust me. I'm the only one you can believe. I'm the only one that has your best interest in mind. Australia isn't real.
Location for men. On my Odyssey.
What was that?
For men.
That seems like a shame.
For whom?
For men. On my Odyssey, I'll be starting sentences in one location
and finishing them in another.
That was Philomena Cunk. If there's something you'd like to see me react to, please tell me on Discord, tell me on Twitch, or tell me in the comments here on YouTube. Remember, it's never goodbye, it is always good later. Until next time, bye-bye. Look at her. Even she doesn't know what the heck you're doing. Look at her.